So we are live, I believe. Alright, how's it going, everyone? My name is Zach, also Nazarashi1993. This is StackedDiceRP, and we're going to be running Out of the Abyss. So, Out of the Abyss is a little bit tougher of a campaign. It's more survival-based. It is definitely one of those try not to be super attached to your character, because you never know, your character might run off and decide it wants to eat the side of a building. But things happen, so we're gonna start. So, you guys have found your way into a place you really don't want to be. A drow prison. You all have iron collars and manacles connected to iron belts by a short length of chain. You can't really do too much. It doesn't affect your movement or your speed, but it's going to be kind of hard to do a lot of things. You do not have any of your components for spellcasting. You don't have any of your equipment. You're brought here one by one over the past couple days, placed in a pen, and put to work. Captured by the drow, you wouldn't wish this fate upon anyone. Yet here you are, locked in a dark cave, the cold, heavy weight of metal tied around your throat and wrists. You are not alone. Other prisoners are trapped in here with you, in an underground outpost far from the light of the sun. Your captors include a cruel drow priestess who calls herself Mistress Ilvara of House Mizram. Over the past several days, you've met her several times, robed in silken garments and flanked by two male drow, one of whom has a mass of scars along one side of his face and neck. Mistress Ilvara likes to impress her will with scourge in hand, and remind you that your life now belongs to her. Accept your fate, learn to obey, and you may survive. Her words echo in your memory, even as you plot your own escape. So, starting out, we'll start with the person that has been here the longest. Grinny, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Grinny.
And what does Grinny look like?
Grinny is a, older looking... Grinny is an older looking Fulsey elf. Even for an elf, she's quite... She has, murky green hair. Kinda represents more of a color of moss and seaweed. And her skin is blue and almost a little bit scaly. She's not the tallest, but still up there, and walks with a little bit of a hunch. Her eyes are, one is green and the other is a darker blue. And she looks, well, she don't weigh too much. She looks pretty thinly, especially being here quite some time.
Well, you've been here, this is your first day. In your first day, you see actually two smaller creatures. One with gray skin, and one with what looks like a mass of scars as well, going over his left eye.
Are they in the prison with me?
They are in the cell with you.
And, who might you be?
Who are you speaking to? The gray-skinned one or the
Um,
one with the scars?
sorry, the gray-skinned one.
Okay. He looks up. Name's Jimja. It's been a while since I've seen one of your kind. Who might you be?
Do I recognize his race?
Uh, you might have seen them in passing. Uh, they're known as Swerfneblin. You don't know a lot about them,
Smurfeblin. Okay.
but you've heard the name. Some call them deep gnomes.
Nice to meet you, Jim Jar. My name is, Gertrude. But you can just call me Granny. Everybody does.
Well, Grinny, I guess you should probably be in for quite a bit of issue. This isn't a good place for you to be. I'm sorry for that.
That is not.
I'm not sure how
And
long we
your
have.
friend over there.
Oh,
Well,
him? He came here on a different cart. I think he calls himself Radagast.
Radagast. Okay.
He seems odd.
Yeah,
But
this isn't the best place to be.
well, prepare for the worst. Death may come for you yet. And we'll go on to the next day. So, over the next couple days, Grinny, you meet a drow covered in sores, an orc, and an odd plant-like creature. You've seen them before in your travels trying to get herbs. Some of them have helped you. But you know they don't speak normally. These are called myconoids.
Would I know how they speak?
In the times that they've helped you, they have exuded a type of spore into the air around you, and it causes it to be able to telepathically link with you.
Okay. And is this a small, tall? What's he looking like?
He's taller. He's not quite as tall as the orc. He's a little bit shorter than the drow. But
Okay.
he looks kind of like... If I can find his handout. Looks kind of like this. He's got a wide brown cap and a couple odd mushrooms coming off of what seems to be his neck and shoulders, if a plant could have such things. Two stalks that are along the ground, and a couple arms that you're not sure if are usable or not, but two of them look pretty strong.
Okay. I look to both of them and give each of them an up. Well, welcome to, this place. And who might you be?
You talking to...
I'm talking to the orc.
Name's Ront.
Ront. Nice to meet you. I'm Granny.
Whatever. Just leave me be. And he kind of storms off and pushes you out of the way. Jimjar kind of speaks up from the front of the cell. The guy seems like kind of an asshole. Best not to get on his bad side, maybe, Grinny.
Their kind can be stubborn, but again, you're in prison. It's not going to be the happiest of places.
The drow seems to be sitting down on the side of the cave. The cell, I should say. And he seems kind of sullen. He's kind of got his head in his hands, just sitting there, not sure of what's going on around him.
Okay. I will slowly walk up to him, give him a little taps on the shoulders. Hello.
He looks up at you. Sea elf.
Yeah, I know you're kind. Don't take kind to the others, but I was wondering, who might you be? If we're stuck here, we might as well know each other while we last.
Who am I to give my name to someone less than me? He says in Elvish.
I say back in Elvish. Well, I mean, we're all in a prison, so we're a little bit equal there.
In a prison cell or a palace, it doesn't matter. Drow are superior. And he kind
Okay, you can think that.
shuffles away back towards the other side of the cell.
I was about to say, yeah, I walk away. All right, fine, be that way. Would I know, drows are like that?
Yeah, you've heard stories about them. Luckily, until recently, you hadn't ever run into them.
Could I take a look around the room, and could I see if there's any fauna or, like, little mushrooms growing inside?
I mean, besides the big one standing there, there ain't much in here.
Okay. I give a little wave to the big one, and go sit in the corner.
Okay. He kind of waves back with what looks like the smaller of his 3 arms. And then goes and sits by Sereth.
Sereth was the
drow. He didn't give you his name, but you would have heard Ront yelling at him in the past couple
Ront the
hours.
half-orc. Ront the half-orc,
Ront is a
Sereth the
full
drow.
orc.
Full orc, okay.
Mm-hmm. The next morning, you're met by an odd creature. You're not even sure if it's a he. You've run into them before. They are called Kotoa. This one seems odd. He's very calm, whereas you would know the Kotoa to be mad. They're kind of cuckoo. They make delusional gods and worship odd things. But they've been mildly helpful in fending off creatures around where you used to hunt for herbs.
Yep, I got run into him once. But, well, welcome.
I wish not to be here, but it wasn't my choice.
I don't think any of us really want to be here.
This is true.
Is he speaking in... What's he speaking in?
He is speaking in Undercommon.
I don't understand it. I just realized, yeah.
Yep.
I think the only one I was able to understand was the Deep Gnome, maybe, and the Drow.
Yes, the deep gnome was speaking to you. Do you not have common? You should
We
have
took it
common.
off because my character's not normally going to surfaces. So we retconned it that she doesn't know common.
Forgot we made that change.
Yeah. I forgot I did too. And I thought I had undercommon, but
Well, you only spoke to the drow.
okay. Good start.
Good start.
Okay. Retcon.
So
Retcon.
we'll skip to the next person.
Could I try speaking to the Kuto and Aquan?
You could attempt, but he doesn't seem to understand.
Okay. I was just wondering.
The next day, Grinny, you meet an odd person. She seems to be... Well, Blair, go ahead and describe yourself.
Oh, yeah. Blair looks, she has the structure of a human, but she has flaming red hair that looks like flames. They're not really flames, they just act like it. She has charcoal skin. She has red veins that line her skin. She has red eyes. You can tell by her emotions from the waves of her hair, and currently, waves of her hair look a little agitated.
Well, Grinny, this person is put in front of you as she is shoved through the door in shackles, just like everyone else.
Looking by how she looks, I'm going to attempt to talk to her in... Oh, shit. Aquan. Do you... Hello?
Sorry, what? I can't understand
Hello?
you.
You get the
Currently, she's speaking in
connotation.
common.
You get the connotation that it's a form of primordial, but it's not
No,
one
she's
you
speaking in common.
super understand, though. But Grinny is speaking to you in Aquan.
Right. Okay.
So
Oh, I
you
see.
understand kind of because it is a form of primordial, but it's not like the same thing. It's like Spanish for Mexico or Spanish for Spain.
Got it.
Ha- and who might you be?
Excuse me? Blair. Blair?
Blair, good to meet you. I am Grinny. Grinny Gertrude.
She holds a hand up.
I'll stand up and shake her hand. How did you end up here?
She looks a little confused.
The last
She's
thing
trying
you
to pick up.
remember, Blair, is you were traveling to find some bit of information that had to do with your father. You were sent to a cavern system, and while exploring, you were ambushed. But the last thing you remember from that ambush was a sharp pain in the back of your neck, and then you woke up in a cart.
Her hair will get a little more erratic by the memory of that. Can you remind me who else is in the cage?
Yes, currently, Blair, you see a small, gray, gnomish-looking creature, a pretty tall mushroom. You're not sure. He seems to be kind of standing still, but looks humanoid. There is a sullen figure of a drow, a very aggressive-looking orc that is currently punching the side of the wall, and a very peaceful fish, along with Grinny and a small normal looking gnome with tan skin.
Okay, I'm gonna try like a couple languages. I'm gonna start with Undercommon. Is there anyone who could help translate?
In Undercommon, you would get a reply from Shushar and also from the Drow.
Oh, the Drow's gonna be a little hard.
If you need to be able to speak, please do it quietly, the Drow says. We don't want to get in
Oh,
trouble.
I'm gonna go through the languages that I know. Just speak some words and see if there's any recognition on Granny's face.
I'll say something. I will say something when she starts speaking in Abyssal and Primordial.
Okay. Yeah, you would definitely. The Primordial, again, for you, it's like two different types of Spanish.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you
It's
get
like
connotation.
Spanish and
Still-
Portuguese.
It's still
Yeah.
recognizable.
Yeah, it's recognizable to where you can get like the common understanding for something. Like someone might say happy birthday in Aquan, but they say celebration in was it Igni for Primordial?
Uh,
We'll just say Orin for air.
Orin.
But yeah,
Shushar was the normal gnome, wasn't he?
Shushar was the Kotoa.
Yeah, so once figure out that we both speak Abyssal, I'll speak to her in Abyssal.
Okay.
How long have you been down here?
Granny, for you to answer that question,
Be the third day, wouldn't it?
this would be technically your third day, yes.
Currently, about 3 days.
Do you have any idea where we are? Because I have no clue.
Well, we're in the Underdark, my friend.
The only thing that you might have overheard, actually, go ahead and make a perception check. First roll the game.
Who?
I'm gonna say Granny because she's been around. I would say with a 9, over the past couple days, the only thing you really got that this place was called Velkenvale.
Apparently, we're in I suppose, a drow city of Belkenvale.
That doesn't help.
I've never been here.
I've
don't
never
like
heard
it.
of the place.
I really wish I wasn't here right now, but yeah.
We need to.
Be wary of the orc. He's an orc. Not very nice.
Right. Anyone else that you've been able to talk to that could probably help us out?
Well, I was able to talk to the drow.
Oh, the Drow,
And
right.
Jim Jar as well was able to speak with
Oh, that might be a little more helpful. I'll go up to Jim Jar.
them. What's up, hot stuff? He says he looks up at
Hey,
you.
watch it. So, would you have been here the longest?
Yeah, that's correct.
Right. Any idea? We know this place is called Velkenville, but any other information that you could tell?
Well, I've got a couple things, but none of them good for our situation.
Right.
I mean, there's supposed to be someone picking us up in a cart and taking us to Menzo Barazan, where we'll be sold off as either entertainment or slaves. Fun stuff.
Oh shit. Yep, fun stuff. What can I gather from like where we position wise from outside the cage?
You seem to be in what looks like a cave with a locked gate on the front, and straight ahead of you there looks to be a bridge that leads to a stalactite that has a door in it. And on the door there is a panel that you see a drow watching through.
Alright. Anything we're supposed to be doing here, or are we just laying around, I guess?
Over the past couple days, Granny, you've been put to work a few different ways. So has everyone else in the cave. You would know that they take you out in usually groups of three separate groups, I should say. And it's hard labor. They're cruel. They'll sit there and they'll have you do something, and then they'll tell you to do it again because it's not to their liking. So you're pretty much surrounded by a bunch of jerks. Put it that way. That's the easy way.
Okay. Would I be able to, while working, would I be able to take a look around and see if I spot any, like, smaller creatures, or if the drow tend to keep them out? Like, you know, rats, bats, spiders, stuff like that.
Make a perception check. Blair, why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check too? Okay. You both rolled a 21. Amazing. Good job, guys. Much better than the first one. So, looking around, you see a couple spiders. Blair, you just so happen to see one sitting on your shoulder. You're not sure how long it's been there, but it
I
seems to
grab
just
it.
sitting there.
Little shit.
He's just watching us. No need to be rude to the animal.
It's just a spider. Who cares?
do you crush it? Or did you
Do I brush it?
Do you like brush it off, or are you like smashing it?
No, I toss it. Like,
Okay, so
like,
yeah, more of
yeah.
like a brush off than anything.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it hits the ground and kind of scurries off. That's absolutely correct. Spiders do not take fall damage. So go ahead and both of you roll me a d8. Okay. This actually kind of works out in a really weird way. So for today's work, you were both given a different task. Grinny, you got to do laundry. You're taken out of the cage, still restrained, and they lead you over to what looks like a mess hall. You see 2 tubs and a large creature. This creature is kind of bent over. It's got covered in fur. At first, you would think it almost looks lichen.
Oh, okay.
But you've come to hear that these are called quaggoths, as you've overheard the drow talking about them. There also seem to be simple slaves, but they're higher on the rung than you. They're simple slaves for this area. And they are very brutish, and you've overheard them fighting close to where you are locked up.
Okay.
He's given the command by one of the drow to escort you through their barracks to pick up laundry. So, for your day of doing laundry, I'm going to have you do an investigation check, just to see if you find anything in someone's pocket.
Okay. And could I try talking to this Quaggoth? Or, like, go through languages, see if he understands anything I do?
You speak to him in almost every language, and he doesn't seem to understand, and just kind of tells you to hurry up in a language you don't understand, but you can count it by his body language.
Okay. And there's no...
So with your investigation check, you find something. It's kind of odd. You find a 5-foot strand of rope that someone seems to have been using as like a belt.
Okay. Could I try to pocket it? Or
Make
do
a
I
sleight
just
of hand check.
have it? Sleight of hand?
Yes.
Nope.
So, the Quaggoth sees you start trying to put something in your robes and grabs you by the arm and just kind of throws you against the wall and takes what you're trying to hide, puts it back in the basket, and then throws the basket into your arms. Kind of grunts at you and shoves you out.
Okay.
Blair, your work today. Yep. 2 Quaggoths decide to walk you around, accompanied by a drow that's standing at the top of what looks like a lift. The lift has a bunch of barrels sitting on it. The drow follows you onto the lift as the Quaggoths start to lower it down. You're lowered into a lower cavern that has water at the bottom. You look up and all you see are spider webs and the odd stalactites from the roof, right? Am I getting that right or wrong, guys?
I have no idea. I don't want to say anything in case I'm wrong.
Stalactite, either way. You see rocks from the ceiling.
Mites are on the floor, tights are on the top.
Ah, tights on the top. Got it. So stalactites and large spider webs. Your job, given by the drow, is to fill the barrels with water and haul them back to the lift. So,
right.
For this, we're going to do 3 barrels. I need you to roll 3 athletics checks to fill and haul them. And while you're doing that, roll me 1 perception check.
1 perception. Oh, these are good rolls.
Those were very good rolls. The DC wasn't super hard, and I know that you are fairly strong with your +4 to athletics. So, the water barrels don't seem to be much of an issue for you. You've done lots of manual labor before. Most of it is helping your parents around the house, stuff like that. While you're filling the last barrel, though, you see kind of like a shimmer of movement underneath the water. And you can kind of make out what looks like a clear glob about 10 feet into the water.
10
It
feet? Okay.
seems to be moving, though,
Mm-hmm.
and it's rather large.
Okay.
You can
Hold on to that information.
You can roll a, we'll say, survival check for this one.
That's
Yeah,
great.
You're not sure
Yeah.
what that is. It looks like a weird bubble almost, but
Right.
that's about what you can understand. So you pick up your
Okay.
last barrel and take it back to the lift. Drow shoves one of them over and goes, "Oops. Seems you need to refill that one. Go ahead and roll me one more athletics check." Oh my. Natural 20.
She picks it up with one arm.
You take the barrel in anger with one arm, scoop it in the water, and then carry it under. You're one arm carrying this thing, and just setting it down on there. Much
I
better.
just cross my arms, like, is there anything else?
No, that's all the work that I had for you today. As he kind of whistles up, and the lift starts to go up and carry you to the top, where you are thrown back in your cage. The next day, a small character is kind of shoved through the door today. Two of them, to be exact. One with a mane of... Go ahead and describe your character. Muzizi.
Yeah, so I'm Rob. I'll be playing Moo Zizi, a small goblin lady with reddish orange hair, wearing simple vestments and a youthful smile.
Along with an odd character that looks similar to Jimjar, but with a mane of wild white beard hair and kind of balding on the top, couple splotches of hair as well. Seems to be fairly old, almost dwarvish. Grinny, Blair?
You said
Oh.
dwarvish?
An odd gray creature that looks kind of dwarvish, but not quite as well.
I'm gonna say in Abyssal. Welcome to the club.
Ah,
Not
another old timer like me, says an undercommon. Does anyone understand that?
Yeah, I understand it.
There's a lot of gobbledygook going on around here.
And
You
what do
want me to
say that
translate,
in?
Granny?
I would appreciate that.
Muzizi, what are you speaking in?
Goblin.
Does anyone speak Goblin?
Not this
Go.
character.
Okay. So, an odd gibberish comes from the small green girl.
I just give her a look like, what did you just say?
Yeah, Blair is a little bewildered.
I'll try speaking Abyssal to the goblin.
I'll try
Hello?
common. You understand common?
Oh, hey girl. What's up?
What? Sorry, my name's Blair. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Moo Zizi.
Muzizi?
Yeah, moves easy.
Blair's a little put off because she has not seen a goblin act like this way, or she doesn't have a lot of experiences with goblins either way.
So, where are we?
Well, apparently we're in a place called Valve, and we're gonna be sold out to slaves in Manzarenzen.
Did, my mom always said this would happen.
Your mom.
And she's like, Uzizi, if you run away and do these stupid things, you're gonna end up kidnapped, in a prison, and sold into slavery. And, well, now look.
How old are you, Muzizi?
You don't ask a girl her age.
Fair enough.
Blair,
Oh,
go ahead and make me another perception check. Muzizi, make me a perception check. Okay. You see, Muzizi, just a little bit of movement up the side of Blair's rags, pretty much. Looks about coin size. Maybe fist size.
Yeah, Blair, you got something on you?
I check
As
a little
you
more.
kind of spin around and look at the back of your rags, you see a spider about the size of a tarantula climbing up you.
Is this the same spider?
It seems similar, but this one seems a little bit bigger in the past couple day or two.
I want to try and catch it.
I mean, I would give it to you. All yours. I don't care.
Yeah, so you take
I
the
can
spider
have
off
it?
of you and hand it to Uzizi.
I eat it.
Oh.
I really hope that wasn't a poisonous one.
I'm not understanding them, but I just gave the goblin the weirdest look.
Yeah, Grinny, you're not
But
understanding
not
anything.
judging.
You stand there and watch as Blair takes a spider that you saw on her for the second time and then hands it to a goblin who eats it.
Uh,
That
Jim
tasted
Jar
pretty
kind
okay.
of
good.
Don't look at me. I'm as confused as you are, Granny.
Not
Jim
mine
Jar
to
kind of
judge.
spikes
I
up
just
and
learned.
um did you just eat that spider?
Yeah. Why not?
You might want to be careful doing that. We're in a drow prison. What do you know about drow?
I don't know. What do I know about Drow?
We'll go ahead and say straight intelligence.
History, same thing.
You know they're elves. You know that they're kind of assholes. And they shot you with a crossbow bolt. That was about what you can remember.
Those mean elves who brought us here?
Yeah. They kind of worship spiders. You might not. Well, not spiders in particular. They're kind of like. It's an odd thing. They worship someone called Wolf.
Would I know who Loft is?
Make a
I'm not really
religion check.
religious, but spiders taste good. You want to split the next one?
All yours, buddy.
Okay.
Lolth is known as the Queen of Spiders. She is kind of like a patron for most drow. Super chaotic, You'll see a lot of her in passing, even here. Everything seems to take after spiders, and that's in favor of the spider queen, as they call her.
Ah, I see. Muzizi, maybe hold off on the spiders. At least in the company of Drow.
I don't see any drow right now, so
As Sereth kind of pips up. Well, I might not be outside the prison, but I'd rather you didn't do that.
who said that?
Sereth, which is the drow that is sitting in the back.
Oh, in the prison with us?
Yep.
Oh, hi. Why are you in here with us if you're a drow?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. Leave me be. He kind of backs up towards the back of the cell.
Okay, Krabby.
I'm going to do something. I'm going to, and I don't believe I need my focus for this. I'm going to wild shape. And
What are you going to wild shape into?
I'm going to turn into a spider. A giant no, let's just go with the giant wolf spider. It is a CR 14.
Let me just check something real quick.
Nah. When it says medium for a spider, is that like 3
Medium
feet
is
tall?
like
Or...
as big as you are.
Never mind, I'll be a different spider. I read the sizes wrong.
I was about to say.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't seem that anything changes.
Okay. So I'm going to turn to a spider, and I'm going to try and walk out of the cell through the ceiling, like climb up on the ceiling and then go throughout the doors.
Okay.
We saw that, right?
Yeah, you definitely saw that.
That would have been nice to know earlier.
That green elf just turned into a spider, but that one looks too big to eat.
I wouldn't eat. No. Don't do it.
Please don't eat Granny.
You don't know what I said.
So, as that happens, you see a drow step out onto the bridge, and he seems to be taking aim with a crossbow.
At me?
At the spider that seems to be trying to climb out of the cell, yes.
So I see he's pointing a crossbow at me.
Mm-hmm. It seems to be trained on you as you're starting to walk up the wall.
I will go back into the jail cell.
He shoots you anyway. I need you to make a con save.
Let me check a spider's con real quick.
Not gonna be much.
You could probably find the stats for that on D&D Beyond, which we are currently using the overlay for.
What kind of spider did he turn into?
Spider.
Like a small spider like the one you just ate, but also a little bit bigger, and it has a green color.
Ooh.
Natural 20.
Very nice. How much health does a spider have?
1.
You take 1 damage as a spider, and 2 more piercing damage as you are shot by a crossbow bolt.
Is Granny outside or inside?
Currently outside, and as she is outside, he runs up and calls out to someone else, and they run up.
I'm face palming.
Do you think it would be that easy,
Me too,
Druid?
sister.
Your
I
politics
don't
aren't
know,
going to get you
maybe.
out of here. You're being watched.
I've never been in prison before.
Well, spend your time doing politics like this, and we won't find anything else except being food for a spider.
I will be food for a spider?
Yeah, and as he says that, you see a massive spider crawl over the edge of the bridge, attached by a bunch of spider webs.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's just adorable. What's his name?
He's about 3 times your size. We don't name the spiders, they name themselves, and they don't tell us their secrets.
Hmm.
Hey, Blair, do you know what they're saying?
Yeah.
We speaking in Elvish?
This is all in Elvish.
Oh, nope.
Huh. Well, would you mind asking his name for me? He's adorable.
Do we look like we speak with animals? You're the druid. Either
Can
way,
I speak to him?
no. You're going to go back in your cell, and they clap manacles back on you,
Oh, okay.
and then they toss you in the cell.
Hi again.
What's your AC
Um,
while unarmored?
13.
Okay. So another one launches a bolt at you, but it hits the floor right next to you. Next time, that one will be in
Oh.
your hand. And he walks back across the bridge and goes into a stalactite. The other
I'm
one
gonna
walks north from where you're at.
I'm gonna pick up the arrow.
Okay. You can add
Can
one
I?
crossbow bolt that is drow poisoned.
Okay, I was just about to say, can I inspect it to see if they're using it?
Yeah, it seems like it has a green tint to the edge of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to Granny. Like, really? Didn't think that went through, did you?
I didn't think they would take notice. There's multiple spiders around here.
Well, there's always guards watching us. Just look straight across.
And
you,
I've
you
never
see the
been in.
drow's eyes on the other side of the bridge just staring through the door.
I wave my hand at him.
And
He
and then I like
scowls.
just a little more quieter. It's like, didn't know you were a druid. Hold on to
Yes.
that.
I think
We need
I
a
think they
we
grow
need a
on me.
better plan, but it's nice to know.
I'm shocked that one didn't eat me as soon as I turned into a spider. As I point to the goblin.
Who doesn't understand what you're saying.
Exactly.
so Blair, if she turns into a spider again, can we eat her?
One time. For
Just one
such a
time we can eat her?
stupid plan. Yeah, just one time.
Yes!
So the one that you haven't really spoken with the small gnomish character with scars on his face kind of walks up and is like, "Can you be other insects?"
Granny can understand that, right?
Let's see what he's speaking. Give me a second.
What am I speaking?
Nope. What he is speaking. Sylvan.
Hello. As I speak back in Sylvan.
But the question remains, can you turn into other insects? Or animals?
I can turn into many things. Not very large and good things, but quite a few things.
Go ahead and make a perception check. Just giving him a look over. You would notice, along the scar on his eye, you also see what looks like small holes just underneath on the right cheek. With a 21, you also notice on his arms, in like the bend of his elbow, there's also a couple small holes.
Sir, you seem to have a medical condition. Are you okay?
Oh, this is nothing. This was just a gift from the Feywild.
Could I do a medicine check?
Sure. We'll say it's a
Just to see?
disadvantage just because it's hard to do with your hands bound. Just looking over, but actually checking it out. Okay. It's hard to tell. This doesn't look to be medical. It almost looks more magical than anything.
Okay. But yes, the answer to your question, I can turn into quite a plethora of beings. Beasts.
I like that. I grew up in the forest. Plenty of insects.
I grew up in the waters. Still plenty of creatures, but I've been just about everywhere.
What made you come to the caves?
See, back in my tribe, I'm what you call a medicine woman. And I've traveled to different places quite often. They're quite rare herbs and substances. And I heard about some useful medicinal herbs and mushrooms that were found in the Underdark. So I tried to come here and gather them, and I was caught by these drow in the middle of it.
Oh, well, sucks for you, but I had a similar experience, but I was just kind of living in a cave. And they found me.
May I ask what your name is?
Radagast. Radagast Hollowhide. At your service.
And this is the...
This is the gnome that is like normal
Nice
skin,
to meet
tan.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Radagast. I'm, you can call me Granny. Everybody does.
Oh, okay, Granny. Well, that's pretty cool. And he walks away.
Well, thank you.
Who was that, Granny?
His name is, Radagast. He was just impressed and thought it was pretty neat that I could turn into different creatures.
Yeah,
Seems
about
to have a
that.
weird... Seems to have a weird medical condition,
So-
though. He's got a lot of holes on him.
We're gonna go ahead and skip to the next day. Actually, 2 days from now. As you guys have now spent a total of 6 days in a cell, Grinny. You've spent 3 in a cell, Blair. Muzi, you've spent 2. Muzizi. The next day, brought in early in the morning, 2 creatures. Both seem to be covered in fur. One looks similar to what you've seen around the outpost anyway, but he seems to have an odd demeanor about him. He is a Quaggoth. You also see, and go ahead and introduce yourself, Wistful Haze.
All right. So I am a tabaxi. I am pretty slender, tall to and pretty athletic in look with yellow eyes. I would say from first glance, if someone looked at me, I would say that I look pretty young, pretty naive, not like I've had much experience. But I definitely have that chipper attitude going for me. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Everything went dark. Okay. So that's me.
Well, what would you like to do? As you are thrown in here with a bunch of odd creatures that you haven't really seen before, but you've done a little bit of research. You know a little bit about the Underdark. You know what a Swerfneblin is. You know what the Kotoa are. And you know what the Drow are. Myconoids, they're odd, but you've probably come across them before in your travels.
I'm gonna
Hey,
Kinda-
cat guy, did you bring any food?
food.
Is that in common?
No,
Yeah, food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is he
common.
speaking
I
common?
have
Oh,
I have-
finally.
I have nothing on me.
Oh,
They took
Do you have any-
everything from me.
do you have any spiders?
Spiders?
Azizi,
No.
we've been through this. Do not eat spiders in front of the drow.
I don't. Please, if you have any spiders, please keep them away from me.
Go ahead and make a perception check, Wistful Haze.
Aye, Cap.
Muzizi, because you are speaking to Wistful Haze, go ahead and make a perception check as well. Okay, so kind of how this is going to look is, Muzizi, you're not really sure what happens next, but you notice that the cat-like person dodges backwards rather quickly as a large tarantula-sized spider starts to lower itself almost onto his head.
See, you had a spider.
Mm-mm. Get that
It
away from
wasn't
me.
here before. It wasn't here before. Are you scared of spiders?
I definitely don't want to do anything with them. That's for sure.
They're hairy like you are. See?
You are technically correct. I see. I'm assuming I see Grinny,
Yes,
and I'm gonna walk up to her, and just kind of look her up and down, and kind of circle around her. You are very interesting. You give off. Can you? Would I be able to do like an Arcana check, see if I can see like magic coming from her, or see if she's in magical or had any magical on her?
Yeah, go ahead.
She doesn't really talk the common tongue, so.
It's a little hard to translate sometimes.
Yeah. You get this odd feeling about her, but you're not sure what it is.
Uh-huh.
So Something
I've
natural.
I'll go up to Wistful Haze. Do you want me to translate for you?
yes, please.
All right. This is Granny. Granny, do you have anything to say?
Who is he?
She's
Have
asking,
I-
who are you?
My name is Hayes. My full name is Wistful Hayes, but everybody just calls me Hayes.
His name is Wistful Haze. Oh.
I am Granny. Have I ever seen tabaxis before? Traveling
No,
around?
no.
No.
In the places that you've
An
traveled,
interesting.
it's mostly next to water, and you haven't really gone where Wistful Haze is from.
Okay. Interesting creature.
You know, I've heard stories. You know, we used to traveling around. You know, our people. We tell lots of stories. You know, at night we would hear stories told of us of people's travels, and I've heard stories of creatures that resemble her. It's just I never thought I'd ever get to see something like this. This is just so amazing to me.
I'll paraphrase to Granny.
Alright, so Granny, you can respond to a paraphrase of what was understood.
Well, there are many different races like mine. You got us sea elves, you have the Tritons, and a monk. You also have the Suagans, which you don't want to meet one of those. They're not the best. That's it. I was just basically saying there are different types of sea-based races.
Okay. Yeah, so Boopido. Does anyone understand Dwarvish? Yes.
Not me.
Not me.
Okay.
There we go.
Hayes,
on.
Hayes,
Okay.
do you speak Dwarvish?
I do.
So, Boopido walks up to you and says, "Does anyone speak Dwarvish?"
I do.
Finally, someone I can talk to. It's the Divine Plan, I swear. How did you come to be here?
Well, I was with a group traveling. They were treasure hunters. They were planning on looking for a city in the abyss, and we didn't get very far before we were ambushed. I don't really recall a whole lot. It happened so fast.
You see him sitting there in front of you, kind of nodding with drool kind of running down the side of his mouth.
I kind of give him a shifty look, like, the hell? Um, how long have you been here?
I've been here for 2 days, and I made a friend. And he holds out a big old spider about the same size as the one that you...
Nope. You just see a cat just jump backwards, like, ridiculously. Just gone.
So, Muzizi, he kind of looks over to you and notices that you go wide-eyed, and he looks at, kind of covers it. No, this is my spider. You can't have it, he says in Dwarvish.
I don't know what he's saying, but I hope he's telling me I can have it later. They don't feed us much here.
He definitely does not want you to have that spider.
Oh. It's not very nice.
So around this time, as you're all kind of conversing, much like every other of the past days, you get one bowl of soup a day. That's all that they keep you fed with. And it seems to be like a thin broth made of some type of mushroom. So like a mushroom soup.
Okay.
And they all hand you small clay bowls full of this. One each. There's no spoon or anything. It's just a bowl of soup. And Ront kind of pushes his way to the front, the orc, and grabs his. And just, out of my way. Hungry.
I'll go up and get mine next.
Yay, the food's here.
I go up get mine.
I wait
Bad.
towards the end to grab my food.
Okay, yeah. So towards the end, there's 2 bowls left, and you notice that a creature that looks kind of like a mushroom is kind of moving, but he hasn't really. Well, you know what myconoids are. The myconoid's sitting there, and he doesn't seem to be wanting to eat the soup, but you see as Ront pushes his way back up to the front after finishing his first bowl and grabs this other bowl and takes it. Since this one doesn't seem to like it, more for me.
Gonna try to block him. Like, this isn't your food.
Would I know if they even eat like we do?
Yeah, what I say?
For the myconoids, I don't think you're quite sure. You didn't really study their eating patterns. You just kind of know that they exist down here in mass.
Gotcha.
But they spread around like in groups of 20. But yeah, so Granny, as you kind of walk in front and kind of get in his way, he goes, in common, he goes, "Move, old lady. He ain't gonna eat it. It's mine."
In Elvish. Nah, I don't think I will.
He's going to attempt to punch you.
I'll attempt to stop.
Go ahead and roll some initiative, guys.
Do we have to?
Anyone that's wanting to do anything.
Nope.
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to
make sure you drag your token onto the main screen. We'll just use the main screen for right now.
Not that I'm joining this fight, but how does one do that?
You would just go over to the journal, click on your
Uh-huh.
character, and drag it onto the main screen.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, and
I'm guessing my dex is higher than yours, Blair.
Everyone in?
I believe so.
Or everyone that wants to be, I should say. Actually, I think Radagast would probably get in on this too.
Yeah, I'm staying very far away from that.
Alright.
Is this a half orc or a full orc?
Full orc. So we're gonna say he's probably right up against Grinny. Rad's over there. You are talking, so be off to the side. He's over here. Blair, where would you like to be? The soup is technically right here, so he's kind of pushing from the side. Good?
Cool.
Okay. Moves easy. You're first to kind of react. You see this large orc just kind of shoving this old, frail-looking elf.
You shouldn't pick on the elderly. Granny, let's get him.
Would you like to do anything as an action?
Let's try it. Punch him in the stomach.
Okay. Do so with a disadvantage because you are restrained. Pretty much everything you guys do right now is going to be a disadvantage.
Is the druid still restrained? Because he
Yes, they
druid shape?
re-restrained them.
It re-restrained me.
Double 17s. Very nice.
I'm guessing that hits.
Yeah. You just kind of punch him in the chest, or in the stomach, I should say.
Minimum damage. And then when he's bent over from the gut punch, I'm going to try to uppercut him in the face
Okay.
as a bonus action.
That'll also hit.
It's been a while since I've had a good fight.
Yeah. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Blair. You watch as the goblin you've been talking to, who's easy, goes up and just starts wailing on this orc, and he seems to be hurting from it. She seems to be doing some damage. What would you like to do? Blair?
Sorry, I pushed to talk. I'm trying to protect Gretty, so I'm trying to get in front of her and try and grapple Grant.
Okay. So athletics
I
versus
don't know what that would
athletics.
be. Yeah.
You grapple him, yes.
Okay, yeah. Trying to get him away from Granny.
And he just kind of is pulling back and forth. Get off me!
Yeah. Trying to get Granny to get a word in.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. The small gnome, Radagast. I think he would probably run up and just like drop kick him. Just kind of jump up in the air and jump forward with his feet first. So we will make him
I don't think I have a drop kick gift.
At disadvantage, a 17 is going to hit for 1 damage.
Yeah. Right now, the monk's the hardest hitter, so y'all watch out.
He is currently grappled. He's looking pretty beat up. Like, he's got a bunch of bruises on him now that you can see, and he's kind of got a busted lip from his tusk. He's like, please, get off me. Fine, I won't eat the soup.
No soup for you.
And that's going to be his turn, as he's going to try to break out of the grapple, but just to kind of get away. So go ahead and do athletics again.
You might be able to break
He
that.
does. He does.
Yeah.
So he just kind of shoulders you off real quick, and then just kind of walks towards the back of the cell. If any of you want to try to punch him again, you can, but he seems to be
I'm
walking
good.
away from the situation. And being here for a little bit, you might worry that that might have caught the attention of the Drow guards, and they might be coming.
Yeah, how's the soup?
There are still 2 bowls of soup sitting on the ground.
I'll grab it. I'll go over to the mushroom guy.
Okay. You all off the map.
I'm not sure if you're able to eat this, but it is your portion. Hello?
I'd walk up with Blair.
I'll try my languages, see if this mushroom even talks.
Would you like some soup?
So you're talking to him, and he doesn't seem to understand anything that you're trying to do. Like, he just kind of looks at you with what you think her eyes are looking at you. You're not sure. This is an odd creature to you. The drow, though, speaks up, Seraph, and he says, don't worry about him. He's a plant. They're good for some things, but he's not going to eat any soup.
So he doesn't want any soup.
I mean, do you want him to tell you himself? He's mine. I found him. I've raised him since he was a sprout. He's been a good servant.
You.
Well, you gonna stand around and stare at us, or?
Would you like his soup then?
Or we could split it. Might as well, if he doesn't eat.
There are 2.
I'm gonna go to each person. Maybe not Ron.
I
His
was
little
about
fist.
to ask, do you go to Ront?
He'll be the last one.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of make your way around, giving a little bit in each bowl. It's not a lot. It's probably like a sip. They don't give you a full, like, overflowing portion, but it's something. And Ront just kind of looks up at you. Thank you. As he kind of
We're
wipes
gonna
the
need your
blood
help
off of
to get
his
out.
chin. What do you mean?
I have a. Or just. I don't know. I'm trying to figure a way out. And we could use everyone's help. And I'll just leave him.
He just kind of says after you walk away, I'll think about it. takes the sip of his soup and kind of slumps on the floor. Okay. So we will go on to the next days. So we've got everyone in here. Actually, towards the end of that day, this is how this is going to work. After the commotion settles down, everyone eats their food. You hear kind of a commotion. It sounds like clanking metal. You kind of look outside the cell and you see two drow warriors, the one with the scarred up face and another one that has already spoken to you a few times, carrying what looks like a metal man. And Null, would you like to describe what they see?
You see a pretty slender built human, about 5'4", wearing ragged clothes and a hood covering his face. You look at his arms and legs, expecting to see the familiar sight of flesh, but you see this gray and green metal plates. And you look to his face and definitely... One second. It's might be not something you've seen before.
As they take this metal man by the arms and throw him in the cell, and he kind of clanks to the ground. Null, you look up and you see a wide array of faces. None that you understand quite what they are. You've seen elves before, but this one's blue for some reason, or green. You might have had a run-in with a tabaxi. You know of goblins only as creatures of chaos. The others, besides the orc, all strange to you.
I kind of stare into like everyone's eyes as or after I'm thrown in there, and then I look back to the people that thrown me in there and give them a good look.
Okay. Yep.
Hey, is this your first time?
First time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's my first time too. You'll get used to it. The food's not that good though.
As Noel just starts staring at whoever he's talking to. I think that's Mosey. Yeah, Mosey. 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 Oh, you put a pronunciation in his name.
I did. So, what brings you in today?
You are unknown. What do you identify as?
What do I identify as?
You are unknown.
I am a meat popsicle.
After your answer, Noel just starts staring right at you. Very awkwardly.
What do you identify as?
No.
No?
No.
Is that like a name or what you are?
I identify as no.
Oh. I think you're having an identity crisis.
I do not have crisis.
Blair.
Radigus kind of walks
Oh, so I'm
up.
speaking in common, by
Yeah,
the way.
I'm coming up. It's like
Yeah, I'm speaking in common, by the way.
she's like trying to see. Have I seen this before or heard about it? What is this creature?
This metal thing says
I have not seen you before.
He is null and does not have crisis. I think it's
No.
confused.
I feel like I've read about. Maybe? Do I know?
You've heard of constructs before. You've seen them probably working at the colleges and stuff that you worked at before. You've probably seen some of them helping out around labs. This one seems different. Usually they don't identify as something. Usually they don't speak.
Why are you talking with a cup?
Fascinating.
That's just me. That's just Fox.
I know.
So yeah,
So your name
What
is
you
Null?
are unknown. You
so
are
I,
unknown. You
I
identify as every point to Blair.
so
Oh,
identifies
I'm
as
Blair.
no. Do you like
Blair
spiders?
and meat popsicle. I identify as no.
You all
Yes.
speak in common.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay.
identifies as no. Do you like spiders?
I do not like.
Do you know what a spider is?
A similar.
See, I ate one, which Blair thinks is weird, and then the cat man is scared of spiders, so it's kind of funny.
It is a little
I
funny.
am not a spider.
Yes,
Well,
we agree.
Wistful Haze, maybe you want to come up? I see you getting a little curious. I'm curious too, to be honest.
4 points to Wistful Haze.
You're unknown. What do you identify as?
That's the cat man.
Catman, Blair, and meat popsicle. I identify as no.
You see the small, normal-looking gnome walk up.
You're unknown. What do you identify as?
You can just call me Radagast. What exactly are you?
Radicus, Catman, Blair, meat popsicle. I identify as no.
Can we get a little more of an explanation?
No.
I think he's just. Wait, are you a boy or a girl? It's hard to tell.
I believe I am male.
Oh,
No, you get kind of a flashback for a split second. You look down. Whoa,
I'm
someone's
sorry,
mic's
what was that?
hot micing.
I just realized I was muted.
Okay. But no, you kind of get a spike in a memory. You look down at the ground, and you look back up, and all the faces change. And they seem to pick you up and shove you against the cage doors. But then you flash back, and you're back on the ground looking at the same people. That were
During
talking to
that whole thing, you see Noel's head kind of like twitch like back and forth like very quickly.
It's only like a split second, but it was there.
Before he repeats his last sentence.
I identify as no.
I'm gonna walk up next to the new shiny person.
I point to Granny.
You are unknown. What do you identify as?
Do you want me to translate,
Says
Granny?
in common.
I'm gonna speak back to him in Aquan. I'm Granny. Who are you?
Noel starts to speak whatever Granny said in Aquan, but doesn't know what it means. So he's gonna translate it to. Hold on.
It sounds like
Bubble.
running water.
Hello.
It sounds like you're trying to
I
speak
identify
underwater.
as no.
Oh, no need, I guess.
Yeah, no, I just call her Granny because she's old. And that
By the way,
sounds
I'm
like
gonna
what they
call you
call
that
her.
from now on.
Just call me Granny. Wait, are you speaking Aquan right now?
Hell no.
No,
M-
it's
No.
literally
Mimic like a
copied
Kenku.
like Kenku, yeah. Mimicked it back
I
at you,
I
but
literally
it
tried to
was
speak.
different.
Okay.
Me trying to speak Russian for the first time.
I am circling him,
I
eyeing
look
him
to
up and
Blair.
down.
You can ask a question, Wistful.
Blair, who is this new person?
I'm trying to figure that
I
out
identify
myself.
as
It's not
no.
a construct.
I want
Something
to.
else.
I'm trying to see if I can get any kind of magic off of him. Any kind of.
So, no, are you like an Iron Man, or is that steel, or what kind of metal
I
is that?
identify as no.
What are you made of? Is it like,
Unknown.
oh, how do you not know? Like, look, I'm skin and hair.
I was not told.
Granny's like a fish. That one's like a
What are you
cat.
made of?
Skin and hair. Look, I poke myself.
I am not made of skin and hair.
Obviously. And Blair, she's got skin and really fiery hair. She's got to show me how she does that.
I do not have fire in my, nor do I have hair.
You don't have any hair?
I believe not.
That's weird. So does that make you like a reptile, like scales?
I identify as no.
Oh,
So, just to cut this short, we're gonna be going through the night with that. Now that all of you are in there, all of you, go ahead. Actually, I will roll it. We'll roll a d8. Roll a 6. Okay. Haze. Throughout the night, your dream starts to go very dark.
Mm-hmm.
You feel yourself caught. You look around, you're on a large spider web. But you start hearing the sizzling. As you look down towards your feet, you see a large mass of almost what looks like jelly starting to slowly move towards you as it sizzles away at the spider webs, bit by bit by bit. You wake in a cold sweat as there's a spider sitting on your chest, looking at your face.
I'm frozen in spot, just staring at the spider.
No, you were the only one that was probably able to see this. You see the cat person tossing and turning through their sleep. But whenever they stopped, the large spider crawled on them, and they woke almost screaming, but they kept it quiet. Do you do anything, or do you remain inert?
1 second. No, I do nothing.
Okay. So, nothing happens really to anyone else for the night. But Wistful Haze, you feel not quite as rested as you should. If you had lost any hit points or hit dice, you would have only regained half of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just wasn't able to rest for the rest of the night. But
Okay.
before we go to the last bit of today's episode, we are actually going to have to take a break. It's about 5 minutes earlier than I would like, but I still haven't eaten, so we're going to go on break. Go ahead and meet back at, we'll say, 8:10. Okay, guys?
Alright, cool.
Granny.
MZ.
Moves easy.
This is gonna be uninteresting because I can't talk to anybody much. Nah, yeah. Don't know common, don't know undercommon. This would be interesting.
I'll teach you Goblin.
We can't talk for you to teach me Goblin.
When you were you can be taught a language either way.
Helen Keller couldn't see, speak, or hear. She still learned what the sign language for water was.
Or are you still on video?
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I am.
Hi.
Yeah,
How
it
did I
popped
do
up. I was
that?
like, wait, did I do that? And then it shows video next to your icon.
Yeah, I see that.
Um,
The hell did I do?
I don't know.
What did you do?
There we
Try
go.
we- There you go.
Got it.
There you go.
Mushroom soup. Turning into a spider and trying to leave. That was fun.
Sorry, I think I shocked Nas when I said I'm going to eat the spider.
You're a goblin. It was expected. Just don't try to eat me, because I'll become full-sized inside of your mouth and probably kill you. But now we have a crossbow bolt with drop poison on. Tell you what, it's so weird playing a level character again, starting from scratch.
I mean, I like it.
So I'm guessing that Austin, that the fact that you don't speak common or undercommon was not originally on purpose.
No, it was on purpose.
To not understand anybody.
Technically, I was given common, but I
Uh-huh.
talked to Nas saying that I shouldn't have it because I'm not
Uh-huh.
even from this plane.
Uh-huh.
So, and I don't go to many places like this, so I didn't see a
Uh-huh.
need for undercommon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it's a thing. I think the only person I can technically talk to is Dinah. And, Radagast.
Oh, I could
You can
talk to
speak
you.
to the drow.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
to
I could
Drow.
talk to you.
Oh, you can? I didn't know. You just, like... They said you, like, mimicked words that didn't make sense. So I'm like, okay, you can't talk to me.
You can't speak.
No, you were speaking something, and he didn't speak the language you were speaking, so he was repeating it like kind of like a Kenku. You were speaking Aqua or whatever.
Do you not speak Elvish?
Oh, I didn't know if you did or not. I thought everyone was speaking common, so...
Yeah, I'm always speaking common.
I think at that point
And
we were
again,
speaking common.
Vox, I couldn't really understand anything you were saying, so...
I identify as no.
I could understand you pretty well.
Matt, I got, hot shots.
What?
I got hot shots.
Cool.
I'm gonna try their wings. I'm looking at all the low CR creatures, and there's one from Acquisition that's a CR, like, 1/4, with 1 hit point, but it has 400 speed, climbing, and movement. Just like, what the hell is that? And it's a huge beast. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Does it have a name?
I believe Onyx.
You believe Sneeze?
Onyx. CR0 huge beast, 2 hit points, 400 speed, 200 climb, keen smell, relative size. Any damage Onyx would take is reduced to 0 and has advantage on ability checks.
It's a cartoon cat. It's not an actual like D&D character.
It was in the characters.
Oh, I know it is because I'm looking at
Yeah.
it from what's OOW?
OOW.
The Ori of the Wanderer. That's what guide it's in.
Oh, it's in acquisitions. That's
Yeah.
the.
It's
thing.
also immortal, essentially.
Yeah.
Like you can't kill it or any damage. It just doesn't do anything. So what beast level can you do right now?
1/4. I could just become a Sturge.
No, you should become Almajar. It's 50-foot movement. It's just like a little hamster with a unicorn horn on it. Small beast, 3 hit points, 50-foot movement. It's TOA, so it's
Yeah. I could be a giant owl. 60 movement and fly by.
Is everyone back pretty much?
I am.
For now.
I'm
I
good.
have food on the way, but I'm back.
oh yeah, you could have been a
I'm
giant
alive.
wolf spider.
Yeah, but if I went giant wolf spider, I assumed, oh, they'd be able to see me better. I went as a
They're-
tiny spider, and they still saw me.
I was assuming they
Well,
were
they are
constantly watching you.
yeah,
Well,
and the drow with super dark vision.
you have to think that suddenly they see a person just vanish in a spider. I mean,
They
they're gonna
don't
see
see
that.
us though. They see. I believe they only see the doors.
No, they see us.
It's bars. They can see through the
Yeah,
bars. And you're
Oh.
wearing metal chains, and whenever you shapeshift out of them, the metal falls to the cavern floor. That's kind of echoey.
I was thinking we were in like a little, not hole, but like surrounded by rock and stuff, and then there was like a few bars. Not there was an entire bar. Okay. Okay.
Well, since we are all pretty much back, we'll go ahead and get rid of this. And I will drag you guys over to the actual map.
Noel, can your head spin in a circle like an owl?
I try to spin my head in a full 360 circle.
Head break.
It doesn't quite work.
No.
Also, this is pretty cramped. Holy shit.
Yeah. There's quite a bit of people in here.
I don't suppose these are one of those maps where one square is 10 feet, right?
No.
Use your ruler.
Nope. No.
Yep, it's
This isn't
definitely
that.
small. It's cramped.
This isn't that cramped. I grew up in a small hut with 15 people, so this is about right.
I sleep in a box.
See, so you understand, Noel.
I do not.
So I just kind of removed the doorway. These are bars that you can see through. So that's kind of what you see every day. You see this building, or not building, but stalactite with a door in it. That's where the guards usually watch you from. You've seen guards go to the north along this pathway. And most of you have been across most of this, but now that we're all actually in the cave, on the map, and bring you guys over here so you can kind of see what's going on. And this is kind of where we're going to pick up speed instead of all the introductions. This is kind of our introduction start.
Noel, how far can you see?
I could see up to the darkness.
So like 5 feet.
Yeah, like you adjust a little bit so you can see kind of around you, but that's it.
Yeah, but out of character, it's actually pretty fine. Is this place
Is
lit?
it lit? Yeah.
It
I can
it
see actually.
is minorly lit. There
Yeah,
are
then
some
the answer is
small torches, and there's also a little bit of what looks like glowing, almost mushrooms on some of the stalactites.
one of the perks of being the only person without dark vision.
Sometimes there's light. All right. Granny, are you back? Not yet. All right, we'll just go ahead and get going. We're back from break. Alrighty then. So, the next morning, you wake up to a little bit of a commotion as two drow throw one more person inside the jail cell. A small elvish woman, or not elvish, dwarvish woman, with fiery red hair, wearing what looks like the same thing that you guys are wearing. She says in common, "Get your hands off me!" She's shoved in, and everyone is kind of standing around. It's
Hey,
very cramped here. Like everyone's pretty much shoulder to shoulder.
what's with all the redheads?
My head
I don't
is not
like this.
red.
It refers to their hair, Noel.
I do not have hair.
I'm not talking about you. It's me, Blair, and the new girl.
I am not Blair, nor this new girl.
Ugh, whatever.
Is this tin can talking to me? She asks.
I don't think he's made out of tin. He doesn't know what he's made out of.
Or about you. Hello, my name's Blair.
Hello, Blair. I'm Eldith. Eldith
And
Feldrum.
how did you get here?
Wait, and if you're a dwarf, where's your beard?
Not all dwarves have beards.
Oh, weird.
I'm from Grontelgrim. It's an ancient kingdom, but we were ambushed by the corrupt dark dwellers while we were taking refuge from a war.
Oh, yeah, fascinating. So why did you decide to come in here?
I didn't decide to. I was picked up by the drow, like I said. We were ambushed. Taking shelter in a cave. Didn't hear them coming up behind us.
Well, hopefully you could figure a way out of this.
Yeah, I'd love to go back to Grontelgrim.
Well, it's not that terrible here. I mean, they feed us We work, and sometimes we get spiders.
We're not staying here forever.
Oh,
We need to get out while we can.
Granny, you don't understand what they said. They're all speaking in common.
Oh, right. This is Granny. She doesn't speak common. I'll translate.
yeah. I don't think she's that smart if she can't speak common. But she's nice and she's old.
I mean, it's pretty cramped in here. How does anyone seem nice? I'm surprised you're all not at each other's throats.
It's not that cramped. I was just telling everybody else in here. I grew up in a place smaller than this with 15 people.
It's because you're small.
Okay. Well, after a couple hours of sitting around and kind of talking, the drow start to appear along with the priestess. Well, it seems you will be in our outpost for a little longer. You've all seemed to be fairly obedient. But just because you're still here and you're not screaming doesn't mean that you're not in a cell, she says to you in Elvish. Get to work. And she walks off. So, I would like each of you to roll a d8. Okay. So, Blair, just because you rolled a 1, you already know what you're doing.
Yep.
But this time,
Am I doing?
they bring Grinny with you. You're going to be filling and hauling water barrels. So they take you to the lift, both of you, and they also bring... I'll say Sereth. So, you go ahead and follow Sereth's token. Both Grinny and Blair.
Bye, we'll see you later, Blair.
Okay.
Can I look down to see if I see the spider?
I'm looking around.
You look around and you notice that underneath where you're standing, there is a massive spider webs. But they kind of recede back into the wall, and you see really, really thick webs there. You could probably guess is where it hides.
Can I spit and try to make my spit land on one of the...
You want to do what now?
I would like to spit on one of the webs. To try to make a little vibration. Knowing spiders and vibrations.
I don't even know what kind of roll that would be. Just roll a d20 for me.
Roll to spit.
You try to spit, but being someone from the water plane, you haven't really gotten much water. It's mostly been soup, and it's once a day, so you're kind of dehydrated. But yeah, so they lead you through the first one, per usual. You see a couple drow sitting there, the usual ones that are guarding you. Seem to be playing some type of cards.
Can't get through the.
Just go ahead and walk past them. And you're gonna go south. There you go.
See a waterfall here.
I can't.
You do. You're pretty smart. Go ahead and make me an intelligence check, Blair.
Oh, not this time.
Not super smart with water though. Yeah, it's refreshing walking by. You get a nice little mist. Granny, you enjoy this as well as you get hit with mist from the waterfall.
Not a fan.
Yeah, you kind of shy away. Seraph keeps walking. Kind of precautious ledge, but you follow the ledge through. You see a very ornate door. Should probably move Radigus with you, just so everyone can see. Yeah, so this stalactite above you has a pretty ornate door with a large spider on it. You've been in there before. There's a large shrine to Lolth inside. Follow your way over here. You know these to be like the barracks, the elite barracks. And over here you see your lift. So, they put you in the lift with a couple barrels and start lowering you down bit by bit.
While we're doing this, I'm speaking in Abyssal with Granny. I'm pointing out that shape I saw earlier.
The
What do you think that is?
Like the
That
door?
thing in the water. No, that
Oh,
thing in the
yeah,
water
yeah.
when I was doing this last time. Yep.
Yep. So you kind of describe it to Granny as being like a amorphous bubble almost, but it seemed to be moving.
I do some sort of check.
Sure. Um, 8 on the dice. You're not really sure. It's odd. You know of bubbles under the water, of course. It's when oxygen fills a space in water. Not hard. But being as big as she's describing and moving, it's odd. You're not sure.
I guess it wouldn't hurt to ask Seraph.
I'm gonna move you guys down over here.
Blair, I'm not too sure what it could be. Bubbles you normally rise with oxygen, but creatures? I'm not too
Yeah,
sure.
I'm not sure. It's moving. Seraph? I'm speaking in Undercommon this time. Do you know what that is?
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me. Okay. Not terrible, not great. He just kind of replies, "Yes, I know what that is."
You gonna tell me?
Do I need to tell you? Just leave it alone.
Might be important later.
It's an ooze. It's a gray ooze.
See? That wasn't that hard. And
Wait.
I'll start doing the chores.
Yep. He would kind of trail on while you're working. Just leave it alone, and it won't bother you. But they use it to, well, it's not even use it. They allow it to live. That way, it cleans up the water in the area. Keeps the trash out, as he says to you.
All right.
So, go ahead, and we're going to have an athletics check from Blair, an athletics check from Granny, and then one from Seraph. While you were talking, it was kind of hard. Like, you weren't really paying attention. You knock over the barrels. Seraph kind of scoffs at you while he's walking away with his barrel perfectly fine. And the drow kind of looks at you and, well, get back to work. What are you doing? Wasting water.
I'm old. Are you sure this is the job for me? Look at me, I'm frail.
Shut up and get back to work.
Can I get to work?
He pulls his crossbow out. Do I need to tell you again? Very nice. Blair, go and give me another one. Okay. Grinny, you don't really pick it up exactly, but you kind of roll it. You don't turn on its side. You roll like the edge of it. You lift one edge and kind of spin it towards the lift.
Okay.
Blair, you're still kind of caught in thought. You know very little about oozes. You've heard of them before, but you're not sure why it would be underwater. Why would it be here, and why the drow are allowing it to live. And you kind of fill it up halfway and make your way over. The drow looks at it.
I mean,
Are you going
what?
to get more, or are we supposed to sit here and be thirsty all day? Just because you're hot-headed doesn't mean that everyone else doesn't need water.
Yeah. Go back.
That's a burn. Literally.
One last time. There you go. So you fill it up, being cautious not to be too near to where you saw that bubble underwater, and carry it back to the lift. You guys all put them on the lift, and it lifts you back up. We'll put you over here. And then everyone else that is not already here is going to go back. Alright. So, next up, Null rolled a 3. Null, they come to get you with Jim Jar and Radagast will go with you too. And they take you out, bring you up this way to the north. And you're led to what looks like kind of another jail cell, you could say. But this one, the doors are actually open. Inside, you see what looks like a Quaggoth. A couple of them. Creatures that you've seen around. You don't know much about them. But the drow start handing you each shovels. Oh, I'm not
See
shoveling
shovels?
their shit. Get to work. One of the drow says to you all. And literally spend the entire time shoveling shit. As a Quaggoth sits there and shits on the floor in front of you.
Yeah, I shovel that too.
uh,
I mean, it's a good thing he can't smell it.
yeah. Jim Jar and
Shovel.
Radagast are picking up piles of feces to, it's about the size of their head. They're both pretty small. But you shovel it out and they back up and let you carry it to the edge. One goes in to his little hidey hole over here, which is super small and weird map. But yeah, you shovel the shit and you throw it into the water below you. Go ahead
Does that lead to
and...
the same water they're drinking?
Yep, but remember there's that thing in there. What? I mean,
Yeah, I
you
think that
don't know
time is-
exactly, but everyone else kind of, you think it's odd. But yeah, so you can go ahead and make a perception check.
I'm sorry?
Make a perception check for me. 15? Okay. Looking around, you kind of notice a couple things. There seems to be, along the door, a small flint shard. Looks like it could be usable as maybe a dagger. You just know it looks sharp,
You bite me?
and it calls to you. Null.
Oh fuck yeah, I try to swipe that shit sneakily.
Okay, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. $13. Check out their passive. You just barely, like, you're not sure if they saw you or not, but they don't seem to react to it as you pick it up and kind of shove it in a piece of plating that you already have. So you can add...
I'm sorry, you're kind of breaking.
Sorry. You pick up the flint shard on your way out with a shovel full of feces and throw it into the water. And on your way out, you kind of reach down, like you dropped your shovel, and pick up this flint shard and kind of shove it below your platings. So you can go ahead and add to your inventory flint shard, and it can be used as a dagger. So you could just reskin a dagger as a flint shard otherwise.
It's a basic dagger, right?
Yep. And just rename
Alright.
it on your sheet. Let's see if Radigus sees anything. Yeah, Radigus don't see nothing. He's up to his eyes and shit.
Literally.
Yep, almost literally. But luckily, you're immune to disease, so you don't have to make a con save. Radigus, on the other hand, does have to make a con save.
Gonna kill your own character.
Yep, absolutely. You see as Radigus kind of starts throwing up, but I mean, it's odd to you.
Why have you done that?
I'm sorry.
That.
And I point to his leg.
I'm just. I'll be okay. I just don't feel good.
I am asking why.
Why? Shit, it smells. It's terrible. The only good thing about it is the bugs that are kind of flying around here. There's some pretty cool ones. And he kind of holds his stomach again and starts to throw up.
I understand.
So, that'll be about what you guys do. And I'll bring you back to the cell. Next up, what we got? 4. That's 5. 4. Moves easy. You get the job of emptying chamber pots. So you are led by one of the drow to some of the barracks.
Why do they have chamber pots if they just poop it on the floor?
Well, the Quagoffs decided to shit on the floor. The drow seem a little bit more civilized than that. They kind of lead you over into this guard tower. And they'll bring...
What's up,
Boopia
fellas?
and Shushar. Let me change the lighting. It won't let me select just that part. There it goes. Okay. I'm not sure why it won't let me get rid of that doorway, but you can just move through to over here. There you go.
I just went around.
Gotcha. You are led down over here into these, which is 4. Okay, so yeah, you see what looks like 2 hanging towers flanking the platform, which has the lift on it. Inside You are being led through and up into the, or I should say down, into the lower room here. You find a couple empty chamber pots. Some are full though, and they seem to be fairly close to the corner of the room, but you're not sure quite where these people have these all the time. They seem to be moved about. You also see pallets and small chests at the foot of the pallet.
Okay.
Is there anything that you would like to do while you're being kind of led around and rooting around to grab for chamber pots?
Am I under constant surveillance?
Kind of, but you can always be sneaky about stuff.
Do I see anything that... Well, I don't really need a weapon. Anybody have any keys?
I mean, you see all the chests and stuff, but that's about it.
Well, I guess I'm gonna move some shit around, huh, guys?
He kind of chuckles, just slightly. So go ahead and just make me a con check. I'll say you have advantage because you're a goblin. Oh yeah, you're fine. You're just picking them up and dumping them over the edge, one after the other.
This is just like it back home.
You see the drow kind of rolls his eyes at you. Hurry up with that one. We've got more to do. Takes you to the other side. You see the man that you've seen a couple times. He's usually flanking the priestess, Ilvara. He's got scars on the side of his face. He's sitting there on his cot. Well, it's not going to grab itself, is it?
That would be pretty scary.
Agreed. Need to get rid of the smell. You see him kind of light some incense. Smells... To you, it kind of smells musty, but at the same time, very floral. You're not quite sure what the smell is.
The incense or the poop?
The incense.
Oh, okay.
The poop just smells like shit.
Yeah, I was like, hang on a second. Okay, so I'll dump some more shit bowls.
Okay. You grab the shit and you dump it. They lead you to this area. Second. Yep, and in this area you see... This is kind of like the main hall. It seems to serve as like a gathering place for the drow to eat. You see a Quaggoth kind of doing duties here as well, cleaning up and serving. The drow are sitting at the table eating and playing dice. it seems. You're led to the back of the kitchen and you grab the
Where's this
trash
kitchen?
wraps.
This room is like 4 squares big.
Yeah, it's theater of the mind. There's a small kitchen in the back. They don't have all the furniture and stuff, but it's there. Go ahead and grab that trash and throw the rubbish and empty remains into the water as well. Gotta keep that thing happy.
No. There's a thing in the water?
You just kind of keep silent.
Okay. Is there anything in the trash that looks useful?
Make an investigation check. Well, it all looks
Wow.
like trash.
I got my hands dirty, that's for sure.
Wow.
You almost dump it out onto the floor as one of the drow calls out to you like, "What are you doing? You're supposed to be taking it to the edge first, not dumping it on the floor."
Oh, sorry. I'm a little dumb.
Obviously. Kind of starts leading you all out. You're all led back to the ledge and put in your cell afterwards. Make your way back up north into the cell. Critically. Alright. And last but not least, we have Wistful Haze with a 6.
Hello.
So, Wistful Haze, your duties seem to be fairly easy but monotonous. You are supposed to be washing the dishes. So, we'll say you're doing that probably about the same time that you saw the little goblin girl that you met trying to dump the trash on the floor. Some of it's trash that you've been cleaning off the dishes with.
I just kind of sigh. Go back to doing dishes.
Okay.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if my mic was working.
Go ahead and just give me a dexterity check.
Dexterity.
Dishwasher's got to be dexterous, man.
That's a save. Is it same modifier?
Yes. Yes? Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, so with a 4, while you're doing the dishes and you kind of get distracted by this goblin girl that you've come to know as Muzizi. I believe you've introduced yourselves, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of turn and knock a dish off and it shatters on the floor. Everyone kind of stops, looks where the dish is. We don't have a lot of those. You probably shouldn't keep breaking them.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I thought, you're a cat. Aren't you supposed to have like cat-like reflexes or something?
I don't do dishes very often. They're wet. I don't do good with water.
Well, you better get used to it. You have to do a lot more than just dishes around here. And especially when you go to Minzo Barazan.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So you start cleaning it up, and you notice there's kind of a big chunk of what looks like clay from a plate. It's probably, you got the rounded side of the plate, and then it comes to a point at the top. Looks pretty sharp.
Mm-hmm. And it's like on the plate or part of the plate?
It's part of the plate that fell and broke.
Ah, okay. And it's sharp?
It seems sharp, yeah.
Okay.
You think?
I throw it away.
Okay. You toss it into the trash that's currently being picked back up and go about your business.
Cool. Was it just me that was doing dishes?
You had probably Eldith with you, which is the dwarf,
Mm-hmm.
and say Ziggy's probably helping you.
Okay.
Ziggy kind of helps you pick up stuff after you broke it. Eldith kind of keeps to herself. She seems to not quite want to cause trouble at the moment. She knows she's in a bad situation. Probably not the best. But after you all finished that, I'm gonna have Ziggy make a sleight of hand check. Because he saw that flint shard as well, and he goes, that might be useful for someone else. Natural one. He reaches in, trying to be inconspicuous, and pulls out what looks like a husk of some type of fungus. And just kind of tucks it away. Some of his other mushroomy appendages. Okay, no. Having connection issues. Gotcha.
Is there anything else? Like what kind of? I just look like I'm in the back room, like where like a bunch of dishes are.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. You see like a couple Quaggoths walking around, cleaning
How
up
many
and
guards are
serving.
around me?
Go ahead. There seems to be 2 drow sitting at the table, and then 1 that's currently watching over you guys in the kitchen.
Okay. Is there anything at all in this room that looks like it could be magical? Any kind of jewelry or any kind of, I don't know, something.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Just because you're not quite sure what you're looking for, you're just in a kitchen going, maybe there's something magical.
I'm just looking for something to catch my eye.
Well, you don't really see anything magical, but you do notice that there's a pipe that's kind of broken off underneath one of the sinks. It looks like it's been replaced, but the broken pipe is still laying under there.
How big is this pipe?
It's probably forearm sized, but thin. Looks like maybe like a club almost.
Is it something that I think I could hide on me, or is it too big? Be pretty easy to notice.
You could try and, I mean, you think you could probably hide it, but you would have to try to.
I will leave it for now.
Okay. Yep, so the end of your shift comes and you are escorted back to the cells. You are then fed your one bowl of soup. Everyone gets one. Ziggy, of course, does not pick his up. Runt, on the other hand, does stay back this time. And there remains one bowl of soup on the ground.
Same thing as last time. Everyone gets a little bit.
Okay. Blair, you pick it up and start walking around, dumping it into other people's bowls.
When you get to me, Null says, I didn't require substance.
Oh, is that true?
I didn't require substance.
Do you mind if we take your bowl and I could give it to everyone else?
I hand my bowl over to Blair.
I didn't require substance.
I got it.
There you go.
I'll
Spreading it out of my hands.
So you grab the bowl from Noel, that rhymed, and start handing it out to everyone else. So it ends up being about a bowl and a quarter, which is more than most everyone's used to. Everyone go ahead and make me a perception check, just to see if what you guys overheard throughout the day. Okay. So there's a couple things that you guys notice. Hayes, with your role, it's odd. You come to realize that there seems to be some type of anti-magic effect on the cell that you're in. So, casting probably not a great idea here.
Okay.
Muzizi, throughout the day walking around cleaning chamber pots, you realize that there's probably about 19 drow at the outpost. And probably about a dozen quaggoths. Granny, with a 16, you would know that you overheard that it might be a matter of days or 10 days before a contingent from Minzo Barazan arrives to take the prisoners back to the Drow City. What you have overheard.
Is that longer than what we were originally told?
It seems like it's been delayed.
Okay.
You feel like it should have been here by now. You were told you'd probably be in here a week, and it's coming up on that. But now they're talking about how it could be longer. Weeks, days, months, throughout. Seems something's going on.
I would go up to Blair. It seems we won't be leaving as soon as we were told.
really.
It seems something happened, and they won't be arriving to take us for quite some time now. Maybe about a 10-day?
That's good. Means more of a chance for us to leave. I'll tell everyone else.
Jim Jar kind of
Any other
sighs.
information that we've been able to figure out when we were out doing chores? Apparently there's an ooze in the water.
Yeah, a gray ooze, Seth says.
There you go.
Well, I've been paying attention and studying this room and I wouldn't suggest casting magic. There seems to be an anti-magic like shield going on. I also noticed, I didn't think I could get it, but there was a broken pipe in the room I was doing dishes. If anybody else is back in there doing dishes, someone maybe bigger, someone could grab it. I left it there under the sink.
Oh, so you got like a weapon?
I kind of make my claws go out. I don't really have much need for daggers or anything like that.
Me either. I've got these guns, and I flex.
I can
Cool.
turn into animals. Oh, yeah, God damn it, I can't hear this.
Yep. You know what I'm saying? Because you decided to play a character that's from a different plane again.
Yep.
Again.
This will be a fun. The whole campaign, they're gonna teach me how to speak common.
Yep,
Goblin.
absolutely. That's your entire
Teach her how to
job. Your job for the rest of the entire campaign is to learn common.
teach her how to sign language like Helen Keller.
Okay. So, while you're all kind of sitting there talking, Ziggy kind of makes his way in the middle. If I can move everyone around because it's so cramped.
Ziggy Stardust.
Spore dust. So, a 20-foot radius of spores seems to shoot out of the top of his head. Suddenly, you start
Did
hearing
your head fart?
voices. Hello?
Hello.
You all hear this in your head.
The fuck?
Hello.
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 Are you all losing your minds too?
I feel like I might.
Sorry.
Would I know
I've
anything
found
about this?
You know that myconoids are very known to be spore releasers. Some of them do different things. This one seems to put a voice in your head, multiple voices in your head. I don't know. It's telepathy. But now you're able to talk to everyone.
Oh, thank goodness. Anyone here that hasn't been able to understand us, please talk now.
I can understand you.
Oh,
Boopito.
I don't really want everybody in my head. It's kind of weird in there.
Yeah, so Boopito speaks up. Oh my gosh! What's with the voices in my head? This is crazy! Do you hear this too?
Yes, I hear it.
I don't like this.
It's telepathy.
What's telepathy?
No kidding.
Basically, you can talk to each other with our minds, our
I
thoughts.
don't like it.
Hey Noel, you don't breathe, do you?
He doesn't need air, so probably not.
Yeah, so you don't get this. It's silent. Everyone goes silent for you.
Finally, peace and quiet.
Oh yeah, no, I don't need air.
Yep, so you wouldn't have breathed in the spores, and everything just goes silent as people start conversing telepathically.
Alright, roll call. Blair.
Granny.
I'm here. It's Hayes.
My name is
I knew her
Darren.
name was Granny. But I don't like this. Can we turn it off?
No, it's helpful. The job can't hear a conversation.
Well, It only lasts for an hour. You hear Ziggy say.
How long is an hour? I can't exactly see the sun.
The sun bad.
Sun good.
A lot of people look at you, and you just hear multiple voices go, "Sun bad."
Ugh. Your opinions are bad.
Well, while we have the hour, we could discuss an escape. And I will go over what we know already to those who did not understand this earlier.
Yeah, I think it'd be good for everybody to know that magic casting in this, was it just this room, Zach?
It seems this cell, yes.
This cell. There's a anti-magic field in this cell, so casting magic is not a very good idea.
Well, I don't cast magic.
You may not, but I feel a few people in this room probably do.
I currently cannot.
That's
As
just
I'm
a
assuming I did
lazy
not
way to do
take
stuff.
my druid focus, correct?
Do what?
They've taken my druid focus, I'm assuming,
Oh yeah,
correct?
you guys have nothing.
Okay.
You've got nothing but the clothes on your back and whatever you found so far.
That's a good
Currently,
question.
I cannot cast magic, but I can still change shapes.
Will you be able to replace that if we leave?
Yeah, I could find something.
Or better yet, maybe our equipment is here, but that's pretty stupid.
Jim Jar actually speaks up and goes, "Well, actually, your equipment is here. Anything that they've taken off of you, they give to Elvara. It's probably
Oh.
in her chambers."
You see Blair smile at that. In
You
her
guys had your
chambers.
own equipment? I had to share mine.
That's odd. Most people have their own equipment, yes.
I have a lot of brothers and sisters.
So do I.
Alright. We know where our equipment could be, so there's that.
My issue, Darendil speaks up because no one has talked to Darendil.
Who's Darendel?
There's like 8 people. We don't know who we have and haven't talked to.
This guy.
Oh yeah, we did not talk to that guy.
You talked to the cat, but never Darendil, so he's just kind of been sitting quiet. My issue with this entire thing is the fact that what do we do if we leave here?
Well,
It's
for me,
weird.
I want to go back to the surface. Anyone else?
It's
Yeah,
weird to
I
hear.
raised my hand.
But the voice in your head comes across with a almost urbane Elvish accent. Like he's speaking in Elvish normally. You've all kind of just heard him muttering under his breath because no one's really checked on him. But it's all in Elvish, except for the telepathy, of course. But it still has that accent. But he looks like a Quaggoth.
Very well groomed,
Yes.
Quaggoth.
He's also standing upright, which he's huge. He's like 6 or 7 feet tall.
What do we do when we're out of here?
Yeah.
I would enjoy getting back to the water plane.
Water plane, surface, anyone else?
I mean, I could get there from the service.
Well,
Alright.
I mean, the issue is where we're at, Jim Jar says. We're in the middle of the
Yes.
Underdark. The closest thing to us is, I don't even know where we're at to tell you. Seraph
Underdark.
speaks up. I know where we're at. We're in Velkenvale. We're about 8 days from Slupludap, which I believe you know. He points to the Kotoa. He kind of looks around. Yes. Slooploodop. I've been there before. I was raised there. Nice place. I would like to make my way back there.
And this is for sure the closest place from here?
What is
How do you know that?
Sloopy-Dop?
Slooploodop is the city of the Kotoa.
Oh, I wouldn't mind going there.
It's about an 8
Your
days
people were
travel next
kind
to
to
the
me.
Dark Lake. Sarah speaks up. I wouldn't mind going back to Slooploodop, but they don't necessarily like Drow. And I'd kind of like to get Ziggy home. He's from a place kind of far from here.
How far are we
Yes.
talking?
Could we go there
Very.
after Sloopy-Dop?
I mean, it's probably our only choice, but it's very far off. It's called the Neverlight Grove.
That sounds interesting. I did come down here to explore. I really haven't gotten to do that.
Hard to explore from a jail cell.
Exactly.
Ziggy kind of speaks up. Yeah, I'd love to go to Neverlight Grove, but I've never been there, so I don't know where it is.
You've never been there?
Sarah, why would Ziggy want to go there if he's never been there?
That's where his people are from. The Myconoids. They thrive there.
I'll look to Ziggy. Is that where you want to go, Ziggy?
I mean, if that's where my people are, it might be a good idea.
Alright, we got Sloopadoop and Neverlight Grove.
Sloopida.
Sloopadop. Okay.
Here, let me put it in chat so you guys can try to figure it out.
Sloopy doopy.
Sloopy-Dop.
Yeah, that
That's
is a
right.
word.
Sloop blue dop. It's slew blue dop.
Sloopy-Dop.
But there are 3 ways that we can go. There's multiple paths, one to the north, one to the east, and one to the west. It's kind of hard to pick which one. Do you know, Seraph? I have to make a survival check. See if he can figure it out. He does not have skill in survival, so that is wisdom. He rolls a 4.
Yay.
I'm not sure exactly from here, but I mean, we don't have to break out tomorrow. We can always find more information.
We have about a 10-day, from what I hear. There was
That's
something that caught up the carriage, so we have a little while longer.
Jim Jar speaks up. I mean, all in all, I'd like to go to Blingdenstone, but I mean, I'm up for a little bit of adventure and exploring. No one else is, but we gotta be careful, of course. If we escape, Drow aren't very kind with people not doing things for them, or leaving, or making them look bad. They're bad. Sorry, Zareth. I understand the prejudices against my people. Not all of them are true, but some I'll give you.
I think we don't have much of a choice. It's either have some angry drow or stay here and be sold off or killed.
Maybe we
I
should
think
wait.
I'd rather take my chances out there.
Maybe we should wait another couple days. See if we can find anything else around the outpost that would help us. We're going to need
I agree.
food, water.
Someone who could get that crowbar.
Jimdar speaks up. I mean,
Not a crowbar, it was a pipe.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they take me to do dishes, then I can figure it out and get it. But I mean,
Just
don't know.
bring it back in your prison wallet.
the what?
Your prison wallet.
Ignore her.
Okay. Radigus kind
I
of speaks
kind of
up.
turn my head sideways, look at her.
I did not do.
I point to my butt. Prison wallet.
I did not do a perception check for Radigus. So I could see if he found out anything today. Did I find out anything today? He rolled a 9, so probably not. Hello's room. Cool.
Which one of your tokens is Radigus? Okay, I was thinking it was that one. That was one I didn't recognize as an original.
Mm-hmm. Well, after talking for a little bit, you guys start to feel the spores wearing off. You're getting about every other word as you talk, and you feel it's probably about time to lay down for a rest.
Has anyone noticed Noel hasn't said anything?
I mean, Noel doesn't really say much.
That's true. That's fine. Get it, he's a quiet type.
I'm gonna actually talk to Noel, and I'm gonna try to say in Elvish. Noel, have you heard any of this?
Noel, do you understand Elvish?
Oh yeah, I understand Elvish, but I speak back in Common.
I identify as no.
Where? I have no clue what he said.
I mean, he's just saying his name again.
He said what he always says.
So
I don't understand her.
We're gonna go to a long rest end that day. So go ahead and I will roll a d8.
Oh, I get all my hit points back.
Maybe. 4. Let's see. I have like 12 different handouts open right now. It's crazy. Okay. I didn't edit your name, but Null. During your rest, you start having flashbacks. You figure this is what they call a dream, but you're not sure quite what it is. You see running. You're currently running. You're not sure why. You look down at your hands as you run. Flesh and bone. And then metal. Flashing back and forth. You look as you run through a old abandoned mine. Chasing something. You're not sure. You don't know what this is. This doesn't... It's not a memory. You've never seen this place. But then you see someone. The person you've been chasing at the end of the mine tunnel. A dead end. Literally. You see a dagger appear in your right hand as you shove it into this person. as the person starts to sink to the ground. You don't recognize their face. You see the blood on the dagger start to drip. But it's odd. The blood you've seen in most things is red. This is yellow. A sickly yellow. Your focus switches back to the person, laying there, dying. His face has massive boils on it. They look odd, like something you've seen before, but you can't place it at the moment. You look at one of the big boils on the side of his cheek as it bursts into spores. You can't breathe. This is an odd feeling. You don't know what it's like. You can't regain control. You hear screaming. And then your eyes flicker back to life. And you're back in the cell. If you had any hit dice lost or spent any of your stuff, you would only get back half of it today. Luckily, you have not spent anything. And with that, we're going to end tonight's session. We'll pick back up next Wednesday as long as everyone is good to play. And thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Yay.
Spiders.
I identify as no.
I think if there is a title for the episode, it should be Identify as Null.
Alright. Well, so what do you think so far, guys?
I identify as null.
Yes, I identify as no.
Eventually, it's going to be We Identify as Null.
Yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of that.
So
That's
all over.
about what I remember. This is going to really pick up, though. If I remember, if it goes anything like what it did before, it's going to really pick up in the next session or two.
I mean, we're not just going to do more chores for the next 6 sessions.
I mean,
Six
if you guys
sessions.
don't push your way out and figure stuff out, you don't know. You could be doing chores for the rest of your life.
I mean, that's true. That's one of the things I like about this campaign is it can go so many different ways.
Oh, yeah.
Naz, is there
Let's just go
any
to Mensa Branson.
if
That's
I-
fine.
Night, guys.
page of